All right, moment we've been waiting for. The cows are going to slaughtered, and I am I'm more excited today than I've been in a long time. How many times the cows get out?
Twice.
Twice? On a Sunday both times?
Almost 3 times.
So,
remember the last time I boarded them?
Anyway, we're gonna head up here to the barn. Hopefully they're still in the barn trapped, and we'll get them run up here in the trailer. Let me get on the other side, on the wrong side. Right here, and then we'll get the other one, put it on the other side.
Lock it in a little bit.
Andy, you want to do the running? All right. Yeah, they ready. I'm so ready to see y'all go on that trailer. Y'all been nothing but a pain in my rear for 3 months. Especially this fat heifer on the front. Look, they just destroying my fence. Yep. Yep.
There you go, one at a time.
Oh shit, I don't think she's gonna fit through the chute. I don't. She tried to go in there and she come back out because she couldn't fit.
The little ones first.
Yeah. Come on, 99, won't you? You go. You take the lead. You can make it through there.
Smallest to biggest.
Come on. Yep. Yep.
Come on. One of them go. Don't squeeze.
All right. The 2 steers made it through. I don't know if she's gonna make it. She's squeezing. She ain't coming back out. Haha. Success.
Gotta go lower. I can't get it. It's not going.
Get this down.
All right, they're not coming towards you. Don't chill out.
No, it's not fitting. Do you see what I'm saying?
All right, before we haul them off, let me just show you what they done to the fence. And not one of them, the heifer we got, because we got 1 heifer and 2 steers because the guy I bought them from was holding 3 steers back for me. And anyway, he lives so close to the city. One of them got out into a subdivision right next to his house, and I guess people in the subdivision tried to get him back in the pen, wound up running over him and killing him. Now, how you run over and kill a 700 to 800 pound steer without being deliberate, I really don't know. But anyway, he gave us one of his heifers to compensate, and she weighed like 1,300 pounds whenever we got her. You know, about 400 pounds bigger than what the steers was. And anyway, I mean, she has wore my fence out. You see, I had to rob some panels, you know, just trying to fix spots where she would get out. She'd get to pushing the boys around and just absolutely wrecked my fence because she's so much bigger than what they were. And then it's even worse here right now, springtime. You can see their pasture. Well, it's not a pasture, ain't nothing but dirt, but you see all this nice green ground, just trying to reach over and under the fence, trying to get that green grass, and just working their head up and down, just ruined it. So you see right there next to my roll of wire, you know, working on that fence. I had to go back around and re-steeple everything, and even then she just pulled them loose. So this fence has definitely served its purpose. My dad built it sometime mid to late 80s, and last few years we've had problems with steers getting out. This year twice, almost 3 times. They got on the back side of that farm and we had to run them back up here. Luckily they're tame. They just want to get out in this green grass. So now that we got the steers out of here, I'm gonna get somebody to come in here and completely just replace this fence all the way from the barn, all the way around the pond, because I'm not dealing with steers getting out no more. I'm not a cattle person, never will be a cattle person. And when I put them somewhere, I want to make sure they stay in the right place.
Gotcha.
Last year, the cows, at least until next Thanksgiving.
You okay?
Can't wait to get y'all in my freezer. Anybody want to take bets on what the mama cow weighs?
A lot?
Well, she weighed 1460 to start.
1680.
We're gonna play the Price is Right as close you get without going over.
What does the winner get?
The mama cow.
Just the satisfaction of being right. All right, the steers and one heifer are now in Paris. I think they've been unalived by now.
I think so.
At least my hope is. Anyway, yeah, we picked up our pork up there. That we bought a hog from Dylan Joyce a few weeks ago and got it processed. Got the pork in our freezer, and here in about 2.5 weeks we'll have a freezer full of beef. So because we got rained out last night, had a big storm system come through. We're trying to get this planter wrapped up. Andy's got our wiring harness run all the way down, so our electronics out of work. I finished up all the gauge wheels, got our broke bolt extracted, and last thing to do is put our units on. But I'm gonna go ahead and put the soybean plates in here because I believe, I'm 90% sure soybeans is gonna be the first thing we planted this year. It worked so well last year, plus we don't have very many acres of full season beans. Get them done in a day and a half, get those out of the way, get them growing, hunting for sunlight, trying to beat that summer solstice date on blooming. Then we'll turn our attention to corn. So we're gonna go ahead and put our plates in here, but while I'm putting my plates in, I'm gonna go through and measure these plates, make sure we don't have to shim them up or anything, because they got what, 3-4 seasons worth of wear on them now. So if they're not shimmed up correctly, that can really affect singulation and everything. So I know last year we still saw great singulation, but I'm just going to go through and double check them as I put the plates in. All right, we got all our meters here, and I don't know if y'all do precision planning out. This seems to help us out, but we make sure we put the same hardware and plates in each meter. We got all our cotton, our corn, our soybean meters labeled. Soybeans 1 through 23, and then corn and cotton 1 through 12. We're on row unit 1 now, just so once we get it properly adjusted, you know, it should stay that way. Now this way, okay, it goes in like this. And how we know that it's gauged properly, let me find it. All right, if you look up here close to the electric motor, I know y'all probably can't see it. There's a tiny little notch, an indentation in the facing right here. Anyway, we press down on this, on the plate, and if the plate is even with that indentation, then there's no shims. If it's down below that indentation, we gotta take the plate out and put a really thin plastic shim behind it, which we got a bunch of them in the box, but looks like that one is right on where it's supposed to be. You see which one I'm talking? Right up here close to the motor. Well, you see the little notch right there?
Yeah.
You see, you hold it up and
Oh, yeah,
press down on it evenly and make sure that disc is even.
Right
if it's below it, like I say, I got some really thin plastic shims. They're about that big around. They go underneath that to bring that up. Anyway, this one is good to go. Only got 22 more to go. Just getting dust and dirt and any seed coat fragments, any old seed that might be hung up here, making sure those brushes are in good condition, and we'll put them back on and put the hoppers on. All right, it is getting finished up. This thing, we hadn't really worked on this thing much, but it's been occupying our shop for like 3 weeks.
Yeah, we haven't. We've only put about maybe 2 days worth of work on it.
Yeah, we've been so busy. We've been so busy in the field. So anyway, ready to get this thing pulled out, and I guess probably gonna be back to the field tomorrow or the next day. And next thing gonna be the combine, but I don't know when we're gonna have a chance to work on it because planting season is 2.5, 3 weeks away, and still got all this litter to spread, a lot of field work to do. So I don't know what the next video is going to be, but we'll be showing you something here in 3. Well, I just checked radar. By the time we get to the field, get loaded up, the bottom's going to drop out. So
don't get too wet out here.
Yeah, so let's just park this thing on the grass where we don't have all this litter here on the gravel, and guess we'll go work on the combine a little while.
All right, let's put it back together.
Try to. All right, I know we started this project, seems like ages ago, but anyway, we got our pump and injectors back relatively quickly, and I can't remember if I mentioned this on the video or not, but yeah, our pump totally needed to be rebuilt. But fortunately, all of our injectors tested out good. And it's kind of the reverse of a mechanical system. In a mechanical system, the injectors are cheap to replace or rebuild, but the pump costs a fortune. Well, in a high pressure rail system, it's the opposite. The injectors are super expensive. They're like $1,200 a piece, I think, and got 6 of them. But the pump's relatively cheap to rebuild because all it is just a high pressure pump, and I think it costs around $700, $800 to get it rebuilt. So I know it's kind of dim here, but with this stuff off, it ain't like we can pull this thing in the shop and fix it there with good lighting. So we're gonna get all of our injectors and stuff put on, our pump put on. Got a couple sensors there inside the top of the head for the fuel system that we're going to replace too. But those won't be in until just a little bit later on this morning. So we'll get started, but I'm pretty sure y'all can hear that rain on the roof, and I hear thunder coming up this way. It's going to get nasty here in a little bit. All right, first step, put the injectors in. See if I remember how they go in. Should be just like that. Put this on here. Yeah, fits in there just like that. And then the sensors we're going to place here on the high rail, we got a pressure sensor on one side. I think it's a relief valve on the other side. You believe those suckers are like $320 a piece? But it was advised to me to go ahead and replace them. We're already in here, and I guess it's kind of a known problem point. So we're going to do it. Last thing I want to do is be pulling this valve cover off in the middle of a wheat field because sensor's acting up. We just got a tornado warning here for, looks like Haywood County. I got Ryan Hall up on the yeah, we got a tornado warning, Andy. Well, we're not rained out under the shed yet, so we're gonna keep on working. I'm gonna keep my eye on radar, and Ryan Hall here, he's gonna let me know what's going on. All right, got all of our injectors in with the hold downs tightened. Next step gonna be hook our wires up and our injector lines up.
Here in Tennessee, this is what I call a cautionary tornado warning. I don't say. Ron, just quickly before I get back to you, looking at the radar.
You hear that noise, Andy?
I can't tell if it's some sirens or some wind howling.
It sounds kind of like tornado sirens. Can't even hardly hear it over the ring. Don't lose your head.
I'm gonna blow away.
I don't know why they issued that tornado warning. I didn't see nothing on the radar. It's a bad storm, but you didn't see no rotation.
It's getting lighter out here, though. The skies are getting lighter.
They're not getting green, are they?
Well, it depends on which way you squint.
Yeah, that's tornado siren.
It is. It sure is. Gadsden's about to get blown away over there. Sounds like. Where is the closest siren at?
Oh, I think it's gone. I think Gadsden's got them. I mean, there's broad rotation just north of us, right there in Gadsden, but nothing closer definitive.
Just higher winds.
Yeah, right there. I mean, that's the rotation, but that ain't tight enough to. I don't know. I mean, might be able to see a wall cloud over there. If
Well, I was trying to look around and between Gadsden and Humboldt.
get on there. Well, she's coming down now. I'm glad we didn't waste our time going to the field.
Yeah, I would have been very disappointed, right?
We'd had a buggy full of some sopping litter. All right, what turned into a simple preventative maintenance project that was going to cost me some money has just turned into a very expensive repair project, and it didn't have to be. On these injectors right here, you know, we got 2 wires going to the top of each of them, and when I took these nuts off, pulled the injectors out, I mean, everything come off fine. Then when I went to hook the wires up to my number 1 injector and my number 6 injector, one of these nuts on each side, these little nuts right here, would not screw on to one of the posts, and got to looking closely, and the threads on the very end of the post were damaged somehow. And these are these are brass posts, so very soft metal. I don't know if just rolling them around in the box or if they were mishandled where, you know, I got them checked out at. You know, most likely just rolling around in the box, sitting in my shop, getting moved around. Probably what did them. Of course, I didn't think about them being brass and soft metal, but anyway, I've called around, I've racked my brain, I've called everybody I know. There is no way to fix this post without replacing the solenoid. You replace the solenoid, you got to calibrate the injector, and to do all of that is about the cost of another injector. I tried using a thread file, but these posts have got the weirdest thread size I've ever seen. In fact, HCI Supply, where I get a lot of parts from, they did not have a nut that would screw onto there. Every size they had would not go on there, so the thread pitch is different somehow. So those are some special nuts. The thread file I had would not line up and file the threads back down. I thought of every way that I could try and fix that, because it should be a very simple fix. But no, I've got to replace 2 injectors at a cost of $1,000 each for reman ones. New ones were like $1,800. So $2,000 for injectors. And then of course, I just can't replace these nuts because the thread's boogered up on there too, where I was trying to get it on the post. So can't just replace these nuts, it's not serviceable. I've got to replace this whole wiring harness. And no, I can't just replace this wiring harness here that's inside the valve cover, because it looks like there's a plug right there. No, I got to replace the whole engine wiring harness that goes all the way down through there. Another $540, I believe. And all I need is 2 simple nuts that will screw down on there. So yeah, but the injector place that does a lot of them, they said they tried to fix those posts before, and they've never had any luck. The metal is just too soft. If you find a die that fits, it just winds up breaking the post off. So very, very frustrating. So I'm at a standstill here inside the engine. I can go ahead and stick the pump on, and there's a crankcase vent filter I can go ahead and put on, get all that buttoned back up. I've got all brand new lines here because of these freaking plastic connectors. You know, there's just no getting them off without breaking them. So I got 4 plastic lines I got to replace. I got all that, so I should be able to get the high pressure pump done, and then it'll be, like I say, late this week before those 2 injectors and wiring harness come in, tune of over $2,500. Days like today make me wonder why I keep doing this. This is the last time I try this project outside my shop. All right, I gotten as far on this as I can. We got our high pressure pump on, all brand new lines. We got our crankcase vent filter changed, which if you own a flagship machine, this is probably a neglected item on a lot of folks. That thing gets clogged up, you blow out your rear main seal, which I've had, so we change this filter every year. But in the process of Kelly going and getting the socket I needed to replace my sensor right here, I was looking over the engine and I noticed a big problem. You see that camshaft lobe right there, how it's gotten eaten into it? All the rest of them are fine, so I reckon I had a stuck valve at one point, even though this thing seemed like it's running fine. That camshaft lobe is eaten up. And which way does the camshaft come out of the engine? You would think it'd come out this side of the engine. We got all this room just to leave this thing in place, get the camshaft out. No, it comes out this side of the engine where we got a fan and radiator in the way. So best case scenario, we'll just pull the head off, get the camshaft out. Worst case, pull the engine off to get the camshaft out. And all of this started problems with these injectors getting cross-threaded, wiring harness, camshaft. All this come about just because I decided to do some preventive maintenance on the fuel pump. Or it could have run for the next 3, 4, 5 years just fine, and I never would have known the difference, and it'd been somebody else's problem.
We don't have that luck, so it would have blown up in the field.
So I've worked all day, and literally the only thing I've accomplished is getting the high pressure pump back on because I've been trying to track down solutions to these other problems. So.
But that's a win.
How's that a win? How's that a win in anybody's book?
Okay, because it's 1 out of 5, not 0 out of 5. So it's 1 out of 5, not 0. 1. That's better than 0.
A 20% win rate does not run this farm.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. 100%.
So anyway, guys, I'm done. I'm done for today anyway. I got to get in the office. I'm so far behind on bookwork. Got to get in there, get caught up on stuff. So anyway, I'm going to call this a video. Hopefully with the sunshine and cold front coming through, we'll be back to spreading litter maybe at some point tomorrow. As it is, probably be, I don't know, working on some of the things we can work on out here, changing belts and other small odds and ends that we got to do to this combine while I wait for H&R to tell me what the best solution to this camshaft is going to be. So appreciate y'all watching. See you in the next one.